It's been a hectic year for our Bishop Lynch seniors, with college applications and wrapping up their time at Bishop Lynch. But for one student, a shocking diagnosis in October changed what her senior year would look like.
Everyone knows we're talking about senior Bryn Bradley. BLLive's Aiden Ameen, Jeremiah Williams, and Oliver Maceda talked to Bryn, her family, and her friends to tell her story.
Most kids live through high school as students, athletes, and artists. But amidst the sea of bright faces and explosive laughter lives a student who has overcome extraordinary challenges. Her name is Bryn Bradley. Since October of last year, she has been battling the formidable disease of Hodgkin's lymphoma. This is a type of cancer that affects the lymphatic system, causing white blood cells to grow out of control and disrupt lymph nodes. Despite this daunting challenge, Bryn has paved an inspiring and fulfilling life for herself with the help of her supportive family, friends, and faith. This is her story.
So my name is Bryn. I'm a senior here at Bishop Lynch, and I'm in the Sienna House. I have been at BL all my 4 years here, and it's just been so great. I've been involved in women's basketball, women's softball, and powerlifting these last 2 years. I really enjoy doing art on the side, and I would say the biggest thing about me is just I'm a big believer in my faith, and just that's something that's really important to me and really strong that I resonate with.
So it was quite unusual, as you probably know, for a high school student and during a homecoming game to come sit by her parents. And so Bryn came and sat up with us at the very top. We like to sit at the top of the stadium to watch Ty because he's a wide receiver, so you can see his routes. And that was an absolute gift from God, really, that she came and sat by us, because Ty scored, I think it was his first touchdown. And so we were cheering, and I heard Bryn, she was sitting this close to me, and she yelled, "Go Ty," it's not a long name, and lost her voice. And it was terrifying. As a mom, something in me was just, we got to get her to the doctor. I don't know why that just happened. That was weird. But it's homecoming weekend, so we, did photos, did the dance Saturday, and I kind of just put it in my phone to call our family physician. So he worked us in first thing Monday morning. Like as soon as they brought back the negative strep test, we started getting our jackets on, and I said to Bryn, I said, "Why don't you show Dr. Palacios that spot?" Just like calmly, not panicked, and the whole office started to change, and so they got out a machine to do a handheld ultrasound, and I've known our family physician for 6 years, and his whole demeanor changed, and it was intense, but we tried to stay really calm for Bryn. In fact, Steve ended up taking Bryn home, and I went to work, and I felt like it was a blur from that point until they called us in a couple hours, excuse me, and said we had to go get a CAT scan and a ultrasound, and we didn't get the results right away, but the seriousness of that moment really hit home the following day, which was Tuesday. The doctor called us, and I genuinely don't remember. All I heard was she has cancer.
My parents had woken me up from my nap, and they sat me down in the living room, and that's kind of like a telltale sign that like either something really exciting's happening or something really bad happened. And so my parents both kind of kneeled on the ground next to me while sitting in a chair, and told me I had cancer, and that's it's really hard to hear. And this is kind of my immediate reaction, but it's crazy because I'm 17 and I'm a senior in high school. And, I just had a homecoming dance, and I was like exhausted from the week of like where can I go to Target and find a wig, and like all these little high school things that seem like the biggest issue in the world that all just kind of like, you know, if I got a good grade on my test, like all of that does not matter anymore.
And Steve called the doctor back, and it moved really quickly. They told us that because of where the tumor chain was, which is a sign of lymphoma, we had to start treatment right away. And so we went in that Thursday to the oncology department, blood cancer oncology hematology at Children's Hospital in Dallas. We live in absolutely the right city, which is another way God showed up. If you have the kind of cancer Bryn has, you want to live near Children's Hospital in Dallas, Texas. The nurses, and I'll start with the nurses. The nurses at Children's Hospital, they are operating in their gift mix. That the majority of the nurses that we came across are either from Ursuline, Bishop Lynch, Helen, who was a long time managed our cafeteria here at Bishop Lynch for a long time. Her granddaughter was one of our nurses, and she's amazing.
In spite of being a loyal member of the Lady Friars basketball team, Bryn now found herself amidst a new team.
So Bryn's tumor chain is in the top part of her body, so it's like, think of like a cross down, but it doesn't go below her stomach area.
There's a team of oncologists, multiple doctors that come together, and they talk through the scans and the results and what is the best way to treat her body. And so they immediately said, we're going to do 4 rounds of treatment, and then between or in the middle, you know, so after the first 2 rounds they'll do scans, and then at the end of the last 2 they'll do scans again. And so 5 days, she did 5 days in a row. She would go in on a Thursday, so she'd go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. And she would spend about an hour to 2 hours each day having chemicals pumped into her body.
Despite these daunting challenges, Bryn's family has been standing beside her, along with her many friends and teachers.
I think she's inspired me by her perseverance, but probably most importantly by her faith. This little setback she has, she's been really strong in prayer and with her faith, and relying on her family and friends and classmates as well as teammates to help her through this ordeal. And anytime I've seen her, both personally or on video, she's always has a big smile. So she definitely is an inspiration to us all. She is one of she's very fun-loving, enjoys life, enjoys her family and friends, always looking to find something to work on and improve herself on. But in the previous 3 years, just bringing what she brought as an athlete, and as an individual, somebody that's always challenging herself and others. So yeah, it was a bright spot, having to be able to have her on our team.
I will say that Bryn's always been a really positive spot in my life. She's always been a super caring friend, and I knew that I could go to her for anything and vice versa, and we've always been super close and willing to share with each other. And even when we didn't share with each other, we knew how to appropriately handle our situations together as friends and separately. So I would say that it's always been nice to have someone as positive as her, who's always been super encouraging and just understanding.
I want to be able to approach situations like she does. She's always like, I need to get this done, I'm gonna get it done, and there's nothing in the way that's gonna stop me from getting it done. And also just how her walk with God is very inspiring.
She's inspired everybody by her faith in God, and believing in that He is going to take care of her, and showing her strength and her perseverance that she's shown throughout this last 7 months. And so I think everybody is very much inspired and praying for her at the same time.
Like, my faith is like the most important thing to me. Through all, the news and the new treatments, and like even just the getting 3 IVs in your arm when you didn't need 3 IVs in your arm. Like, it's just, I've been so calm through it all, but that doesn't come from me. Like, that comes from prayer and from the Lord. Yeah, so I would say the biggest thing has been the BL football team, actually. All the moms and parents have come together, and they provided meals for us, which has been great through the holiday season. And then they go to a lot of the sporting events and sell bracelets that say, be brave like Bryn, and have Psalm 23 on it. And all the money they make from those bracelets have been donated to help pay for all of our medical bills and other things that we need.
Bryn is an extraordinary person, surrounded by a community that's just as remarkable. Although Hodgkin's lymphoma is a life-threatening disease that has thrown her life into chaos, she has fought back with her positivity. With her family, friends, and faith supporting her along the way, she has been led out of that dark forest. As of the recording of this story, Bryn is now cancer-free. She has emerged from this battle as the victor with a bright future in her sight. She has shown us what it means to be a warrior, that to be like Bryn is to be strong.
Thank you, Jeremiah, Aiden, and Oliver for that heartwarming story.
Thank you for watching. This has been Kevin Daniel
And Sophia Myers,
reporting for Across Campus.
where the news is
Right where you are,
across campus.